My dear student, today we learn a new topic, that is list. Okay, so let us see. So in list manipulation, this is your new chapter, that's list manipulation. Under list manipulation we will cover four topics. First one is creating and accessing list, second is list operation, third one is working with list, and list functions and methods. So first is, what is list? So list is a container that are used to store a list of values of any type. Now list is what type? List is a mutable type. That is, we can change value in place without creating a fresh list. Now list is a type of sequences like tuples and string, but it differs them in the way that lists are mutable but string and tuples are immutable. Okay, in list we can have the sequences of tuple and string, but if we are using the tuple or string separately, then these two are what type of immutable type. But list is what? Mutable type, means we can change the values in the list, but in tuples and string we could not change the values. Okay, next is here how to create and access your list. Lists are created using the square bracket. You should remember the list is created by using which brackets? Square bracket. Now some of the examples of list are like, this is what? Empty list. Now 1 2 3 and 1 2 3 is being inserted in a square bracket, so these are what? List of integers. Next 20 20 13.75, these are the values being stored as what? List of integers and float. Next red, green, blue, these are what? List of string. String is being quoted under which? Double quotes. Okay, next E001 Rakesh, and this 1 comma 9000.5. You can see that this one and this one is what? Your string type. The one is what? Integer type, and this one is what? Float type. So this is what? The list of mixed values. Okay, next A B C, this is being quoted in single quote, so this is what? List of characters. One thing you should remember, that character is being enclosed under what? Single quotes, and under the double quotes the list is being quoted under what? String. Okay, next is your how to create a list of following syntax we need to follow, like list name equal to, then the bracket, or list name equal to under the bracket value 1 comma value 2, and so and so. Now for example, like family, you are giving the list name as what? Family. Under the family you are giving you are storing the values like father, mother, bro, sis. This is the type of which type? String type, so you have to give under which quote? Double quote. Next student, this is your list name. Under student you have given like 1 Aman, 12 3150 is the number they have received. So this is what your list is being stored under which name? Student name. Now the above construct is known as what? List display construct. Consider a few more example like empty list. If you want to give the empty list, then L equal to the blank empty bracket, or L equal to list of under bracket. Okay, if you want to give some empty list, then this is the syntax being used for empty list. Next is long list. If you want to give the long list, then this is the value of long list. Next is nested list, means a list comes under the list. Okay, now 1 to 4, under the 4 the second list comes like 100 200 300 and then 20. So if we will count, then what happens? Like this is the L1. L1 means the stored in the first number L1, then L2, then L3. Okay, this is we started with a 0 1. Okay, so L0 1 2, and under 3 the 100 200 and 300 is being stored, and then 4. The above code we will create list L with 5 elements. Okay, there we have the 5 elements like 1 2 3 4 and 5 elements. Okay, because it will count 100 200 300 as one element. Now L3 is a list of third element. Okay, to print, if we write L1, it will display which letter? 2. To print 200, we have to write L3 of 1. Okay, L3 of 1 means this is 1 is what? 0, L0, then 2 is what? L1, then 4 is what? L3. Okay, sorry, L0, L1, and 4 is what? L2. Now 100, 200, 300 consist of one element. We are considering as one element, so it is what? L3. But under L3, if you want to show 200, then we have to count again with L3 element as a new list. So the 100 will be as L3 of 0, L3, 200 will be L3 of 1, 300 will be of L3 of 2. Okay, so if you want to display this 200, then you have to write accordingly. L3 first, 0, 1, 2, L3. This is what this list is known as, what? L3. Under L3, the 100 is your 0 element, L3 of 1. So 200 to be displayed, if you want to display 200, then L3 of 1. You have to write L3 of 1. That is third index print is second value. Okay, next, creating list from existing sequences. If you have some sequence, then how to create those? Okay, we can use the following syntax, like list name equal to list of sequence. Okay, now L1 equal to list of welcome, so it will display the welcome. This one it will display. Now it will display character wise. Okay, like WEL, this will be displayed. Now if you want to display it with tuple, then T equal to ABCD, L1 equal to list T, then L2 it will display your value. Okay, this is not L2, this will be on L1. Okay, because under L1 the list of T has been stored, that's why. Okay, this how to print your sequence and how to display your tuple, these are the two things you should remember. Okay, in tuple it is being separated through a single quotes and is being displayed in the bracket. Okay, next, in sequence you need to write the letters, whatever the letter is there, in a single quote in this form. Okay, so this is the two differences between like sequence and tuple. Okay, next is your creating list from existing sequences. We can also create list of single characters or single digits through keyboard input. Like for example, list 1 equal to list input, enter list elements. Okay, from the above code, whatever values you will enter, we will be of string type. To store list of integers through input in Python, we can use of eval to convert the list items to integer. If you're writing in list, then what happens? By default we will get in a string type, but if you want to store in an integer, then which keyword to be used? Eval keyword to be used. Like list 1 equal to eval input, enter list to be entered. Then list is whatever the list you are entering, that particular thing you have to write. Now eval function, like eval 5 plus 10, so it will print 15. Y equal to eval 2 into 5, then it will print 10. Num equal to eval input, enter any value, so print num and type of num, so output will be 20. Now if input is 20, then what will be the type num? Class int, means it is of integer type. Okay, now eval will not only convert the values to int type, but also interpret the value as intended type. That is, if you enter float value, it will convert it to float, or if it is a list or tuple, it will convert it in particular format. Okay, now list 1 equal to eval input, enter values, so and you will enter values like 10, 20, 30, so it will print your list like 10, 20 and 30. Okay, here next is accessing list element. So similarly to similarity with string, just like string, every individual element of list are accessed from their index position, which is from 0 to length -1. Okay, now in forward indexing, and from -1 to minus length in backward indexing. For example, fruits equal to mango, apple, guava, this all list is being mentioned. Okay, so in forward indexing, mango will be categorized as 0, apple 1, guava 2, pomegranate 3, and cherry will be 4th. Okay, but in a backward indexing, from the last, cherry will be considered as -1, pomegranate -2, guava -3, apple -4, and mango will be -5. So you should remember, in forward indexing we will consider from 0 to length minus 1, and in backward indexing if you are counting, then it will be categorized as minus 1 to the last indexing. Okay. Next, if list element is large, it will store the reference in the list and the values will be stored somewhere else. Now list elements are accessed just like string, like str2 means character of second index, list 1 of 2 means element of second index, and list 1, that is 1 is to 3, means all items between index 1 to 2. Okay, means if you are writing like 1 is to 3, then it will display only 1 and second index, and if you are writing 1 is to 4, then it will display 1 to 3, means up to the index which is displayed before that it will stop. Okay, now if you are displaying like str2, then it will display the second index, means list 1 of second index. The list 1 is the list name. Okay, and the second index will be displayed. Next is here another similarities are length. The same length function we can use on list to find out number of elements in the list, indexing and slicing, membership operators in and not in, and concatenation and replication operator like plus and into. Like first, accessing an individual element, like a equal to 1 2 3 4 5. So a of 1, that is second will be displayed, a of 3, the fourth number will be displayed, a of minus 2, so minus 1 and minus 2, the fourth will be displayed, a of 5, so 0 1 2 3 4, fifth element is not there, so it will give us what? Error. Okay, next, difference in string and list. Although there are many similarities in string and list, but there are many differences between them also. And the main differences, strings are immutable whereas lists are mutable, means strings could not be changed but list we can change. Like student equal to 1 Akash, and this all things are there. So in Akash, the third index I want to change it as 6300. So if we will display that, the third index will be changed as what? 6300. What is the third index? 0 1 2 3. So in third index 3150 is being displayed earlier, but as we had changed here 6300, so when we will display this list of named student, then it will give us the updated result. Okay, but though if we are changing in string, it is being not allowed to change the existing string. Okay, but in list we can change the our existing list. Okay, next is traversing a list. Just like string, we can use for loop to traverse the list. Okay, now this is your value example. Okay, this is your value which is being stored. Now for I in val, print I. So what happens? The program to print list element along with their index, both positive and negative. See, these are the index is being displayed in the length value is being displayed. For I in range length, print at index I, and index I minus length is val I. So here what happens, it will give you the output both positive one and the negative one format. Okay, means it will display the index in a positive form like minus like 0 1 to 4 format, and the minus 1 format also will be displayed. Here also the loop will be turned and it will print the I, it will display all the values, and when the value will be completed it will stop and it will come out from the loop. Okay, next, comparing the list. Python allow us to use all the relation operators on list like equal to, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, not equal to, greater than or less than. So Python will compare individual element of each list, like L1 equal to this, L2 equal to 135, so L3 equal to 153. If L1 equal to L2, so it will give us what? True. L1 equal to L3. Is L1 is equal to L3? No, so it will give us as false. L1 is less than L2, 135 and 153, so it will check that it is less than or greater than, so it will give us as false. So this all are the values being displayed to do what? Comparing our list. Next, there are many other topics are also displayed in list. We'll complete those topics in our next class. Till then, thank you students.